Good, happy Monday morning, June 7, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday morning, so let's begin. But first, we're going to be talking about the weather. The weather today is going to be very hot, humid, and warm and hazy. Meteorologist Kevin Scribba says a heat advisory today as temperatures rise. There are many closings and delays due to the heat and hot weather. A lot of schools are getting out early, or some of the schools are closed for the day. And there is a heat advisory alert in effect until 8 o'clock p.m. this evening. Heat index values 95 or greater. With more on that weather forecast of the heat advisory and temperatures rising, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Scribba with a full weather forecast.
Their reviews? Our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Hottest afternoon of the year so far, with temperatures statewide in the 90s, dew points running just above 60, and since the temperatures will be a couple of degrees warmer because of that humidity, a heat advisory has been posted anywhere along and south of the White Mountains. Heat indices for a few hours this afternoon could run between 95 and 100. It comes with hazy sunshine and those dew points above 60 today, and really no hope for any sort of showers or storms to cool us off this afternoon. Eventually, though, there will be a better chance later tomorrow and again on Wednesday with an approaching system. Westerly breeze today will likely keep the sea breeze at the coastline or offshore as we go through the afternoon. Record highs for this date for Concord and Portsmouth are both at 96 degrees. We are going to be within a few degrees of that for both of those locations. Again, hazy sunshine, some humidity in the air, and the hotter temperatures out there this afternoon. We'll be looking for temperatures to only cool off between the mid-60s and mid-70s tonight under partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, a slightly better chance of a couple of showers or storms. Most of those will be focused after 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon with the system slowly approaching from the west. And there could be a couple of thunderstorms around Wednesday, but that will be the leading edge eventually of cooler, drier air that will eventually make its way in here for Thursday and Friday, with dew points dropping into the 30s and 40s by the time we get there, with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. There could be a system trying to pass to our south later Friday afternoon. So highs today between 90 and 98. We'll be looking for the heat index for several hours this afternoon between 95 and 100. A lot of sunshine. Stay hydrated. Check on the pets and the elderly through the afternoon. We'll drop back between 65 and 75 tonight. A couple of degrees cooler tomorrow, but the humidity will be higher. Dew points today near 60. Tomorrow will be in the mid-60s, so it'll feel somewhat the same regardless of the actual numbers itself. 7-day forecast has us still in the 80s with that humidity Wednesday, but a lot more comfortable starting Thursday with partial sunshine headed into the weekend.
Okay, and there you go on that weather report from meteorologist Kevin Scribba. School closures, early releases planned aimed hot weather in New Hampshire. Manchester schools closed Monday, others scheduled early releases. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products, 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
The state's largest school district will close tomorrow. With a lack of air conditioning, Manchester's superintendent says it'll be too hot to have students and teachers in class.
Today, as we checked buildings, they were ranging in from 80 degrees to the high 90s. And with nobody in them.
The superintendent says the day won't need to be made up because it's built into the school calendar. They're still trying to figure out what to do on Tuesday.
Some options might include an early release as a possibility when the building's at its hottest in the afternoon, because our preference is to have kids in school.
That is what several districts are opting to do tomorrow and Tuesday. Concord's superintendent says she knows it's a disruption for parents, but that the half-day will be better for students.
With these hot and humid days in the mid-90s, all we're doing is blowing hot, humid air into our classrooms, which really doesn't help the situation.
Londonderry will also release early both days. Masks are still required in class, but the district will try to make some exceptions.
We are going to make a real effort to try to use some of the larger areas in the building and some shaded areas outside to spread our students apart. If they're outside of 6 feet, they can remove their masks.
Manchester will have a lunch service tomorrow. Families can pick up meals from 10 to 1 at Beach Street School and West High School. Reporting live, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Lakes region seeing large increase in recreational spending, boating, and registrations. Action around Winnipesaukee Pier consists. Let's go to WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran with that report.
The COVID-19 vaccine is our shot to get back to normal, where we can visit family, see friends, and take vacations without COVID-19 calling the shots. Now, any New Hampshire resident 16 and older is eligible to be vaccinated.
Getting vaccinated is proven to prevent infection and severe illness.
And millions of people across the country have already done their part.
This is your shot, New Hampshire. Do your part and sign up for an appointment today. Get more information at yourshot.nh.gov.
The action around Winnipesaukee Pier is constant these days. The bay and beach are full, as are the surrounding areas.
Never seen this. Couldn't expect it. We didn't even know the surrounding areas could handle this.
There is quite a bit of traffic out there statewide for vessels of all different types.
Ryan Cardella runs Winnipesaukee Pier and says last year business was up 22%, and now it's up 37% over that across the board.
Whether it's gas, beer and wine, food sales, to-go orders, rentals, everything is up by at least 37%.
He says last season's first-time visitors from places like New York and New Jersey are back.
The same ones that were there last year are already here this year, which we've never seen before. So they kind of fell in love with the lake like a lot of us did up here.
Ryan describes the Weirs Beach area as evolving and rejuvenated. He says they sold out with boat sales, and there are 12,000 new boat registrations for the area this year. New Hampshire State Police's Marine Patrol is well aware of the increase in activity and trying to ensure everyone stays safe.
Certainly when they're within that, exceeding that headway speed, that is a violation. Alcohol violations, boating while intoxicated. We always recommend that people go out and designate a driver just like they would do in their cars.
Here in New Hampshire, if you're going to operate a motorboat that goes over 25 miles per hour, you need a boating education certificate. Marine Patrol says they now offer those both online and in person. In Laconia, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Art exhibit of employees' reflections on COVID-19 held at Concord Hospital. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
We kind of wanted to also get a picture of it, like a snapshot of what this time was like, and create a historical record of it.
It's a snapshot of a year filled with tragic stories of loss and separation, but also the resilience of the human spirit from the people who answered the call when COVID hit.
Whether they were a clinical person or a non-clinical person, everyone was impacted by the pandemic, both professionally and personally, and wanted to give people an opportunity to share that experience with each other.
Moving through the COVID-19 experience, artistic reflections at Concord Hospital was on display throughout the weekend. More than 78 submissions, whether sculptures or paintings, poems or woodworking. Among them, a poem speaking of the fear and hope for a new day. A painting called Languishing, showing a dark figure staring out a window. The hope to lift some of that weight off those who lived it.
We see a lot of suffering, and, we're shocked or troubled or inspired by the stories that we hear. And so just being able to pause and kind of reflect on how that's impacting us, it makes us better at what we do.
And also to celebrate how far we've come since the beginning.
A friend of mine who's a nurse who handed her children to her parents for 4 months last year when this all happened so that she wouldn't expose them. And then to see how it came full circle when all those same people were injecting the public with their vaccinations.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Wrong way driver on Route 101 in Manchester charged with DUI and reckless conduct. Police identified woman from Brentwood as driver. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews? Our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
A Brentwood woman was arrested for DUI after state police say she was driving the wrong way on I-93 in Hooksett, almost hitting an off-duty officer. State police got reports of a wrong-way driver on Route 101 in Manchester at about 1 this morning. Then that off-duty officer saw the woman driving northbound in the southbound lanes. A trooper was able to stop the car using a tire deflation device in the area of the Hooksett rest area.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One person dead and another recovering after shooting in Boca Raton, Florida. Let's take a listen to that video and that report from WPBF 25 News, Florida.
Hollywood. It's a town that's always attracted a certain kind of woman, because she knows that beauty is power. But this story is...
Well, tonight, a man is dead and another hurt after an argument led to a shooting at a Boca Raton apartment complex. Our Steve King joins us now from the police department with what investigators know about the shooter.
Detectives say one of the men who was shot at the Dixie Manor Apartments died at the scene, and the other man who was shot was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say at about 1:45 p.m., a group of people were outside of a home when a gray, older model vehicle pulled up. Someone in the vehicle and someone in the group of people started arguing and then began to fight. During that scuffle, someone there shot one of the two men who were fighting and also shot another man who was there. Police say the shooter then left the area in that gray, older model vehicle. Investigators have not shared any more information about the shooter or that vehicle. Also, investigators have not identified the victims, but they do confirm they're both adults. Reporting in Boca Raton, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Monday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.